Thank you very much for joining me. How you been? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Back. Steve Renazizi. I'm the guy. I'm the guy. Fucking lit. I'm the guy. Steve Renazizi. Lit. I'm the guy. I'm the guy. Fucking lit. I'm the guy. Steve Renazizi. What's the odds? What's the odds? What's the odds?
Ladies and gentlemen, what's the odds with Steve Renazizi? What a week. Lots happening in the world of sports. Playoff baseball. Week 6 concluded of the NFL with, again, lots of surprises. Not so much. I was very close on what I thought was going to happen. Almost happened. We'll get to that. We've got basketball starting up. Hockey started up. We were just Brenton and I were talking about the election. Lucas will be joining us hopefully soon. You know, Lucas is a single man about town, and it's early in LA. This is
It's
early.
very early. Yes.
And this early is not a young man's game.
The night hasn't ended for him yet.
For him, he could still be out there partying up. And if he is, we go do it for us, Luke. Do it for me, dude. I can barely survive these baseball playoff games at night. I can barely get through them without having a heart attack. Last night's Yankee game almost did me in. I mean, I go from just trying to just be calm, try to be even keel, tried not to get too over emotional. And I did for about 7 innings. I didn't get too low. Clark Schmidt looked good for a couple innings. And, you know, he really only had the one bad change up that the homeboy hit the 2-run home run. And so beyond that, he gave up a couple runs. And so, you know, 3-2 going into the last couple innings, 3-1. You're like, all right, we're into their bullpen now. This is the best part of them. And then when Judge came up and they brought in Clase, I go, this is the. I mean, they were showing stats. I don't know if you watched the game that like Judge's last 40 at bats in Progressive Field, he's like 2 for 40 with like 28 strikeouts, something ridiculous, like horrific, horrible numbers. And I go, well, you know what? They keep showing these numbers. The guy's having not a great. He had the big home run at the end of the game the other day, but that's sort of like tack on stuff. It's great. It adds up, but it's not really what we needed. And to bring in the best closer in baseball, I go, well, this is sort of a little bit unfair because this guy's the best closer in baseball. So he makes he had a 0.43 ERA for the season, something like 0.61, point something, not 1 point something. So ridiculous numbers. And the pitch that he hit, if you look, it's a 99-mile-an-hour cutter on the outside paint of the box. And Judge just fucking got enough barrel on it. And he's just one of the only human beings to be able to just hit that ball that hard and put it over the fence. And I just went fucking ballistic, dude. I went nuts. And then just coming down from that, watching Stanton's at bat next and having him go yard because he's got the same gorilla strength, you know. His playoff Stanton is unbelievable.
Yeah, he's been incredible.
If you put Stanton in college baseball season, a 40-game season with playoffs after that, he would be the most ridiculous baseball player in the history of mankind because that's what he has the juice for. So he's healthy. He's hitting the ball. He's seeing the ball well. Every 15 at swings, he looks like every 1 out of every 15 now. It looks like he doesn't know how to play the sport that he's professionally paid to play. But that number used to be like 1 in 4 or 1 in 3 on sometimes. So it's great. So again, it's the playoffs, the highest level of pitching, and then you turn from that going, okay, we're going to go up 3-0. At that point, the Mets were down 3-2. I'm like, they're going to come back. I'm talking to Jonah. I'm like, they're going to go 7 games. We're going to go 4. We're going to be able to play our set up our pitching staff the way we wanted to, the whole thing. Boom. 40 minutes later, you know, look, do I blame? They did everything correctly. You bring in Weaver. My only issue is I don't like the Weaver. I understand this is like a new role for him as the closer, but it's the having to pitch, come in the middle of the eighth, pitch, get an out, go to the bench, sit down. You know what I'm saying? And then come back and like I like my closer coming in fresh, ninth, no runners on, boom. He's killer in the, and I'm not saying he's bad at, and you shouldn't do that in the playoff. Look, Cleveland did it. You know, it ended
Yeah,
up
but
costing them.
you have that adrenaline going out there, and then you kind of crash when you go.
Crash a little bit. So
You
I
lose
think doing
a
it,
little.
they did it the other night when we were the home game 2. And Ramirez hit a home run off Weaver, which I was like, that's the one thing. It's like just showing your closer too many times.
Hmm.
That was a save situation, but still, it was like a 3-run lead. And I don't know if we 100% needed it. And then, last night they touched him up, and then, Holmes, being Holmes, comes in. And that's the thing with Holmes, when you see him, you go, okay, what are we getting today? Like lately, it's been lights out Holmes, but when he gets in there like JoJo the circus idiot and starts to go crazy, and he walks the first guy on 4 or 5 pitches, and I'm like, okay, well now you're playing with fucking fire, dude. He walked the leadoff guy getting on is a big fucking issue with them, especially when you're on the road in
Hmm.
extra innings. You don't get another chance. You don't get an inning to get it back. So
And that crowd was dead. That woke him up.
and then David Fry comes up and just takes him deep, which like, look, whether it's a 2-run home run, a home run, it doesn't matter. It was gone. So I didn't care about the man on first at that point, but it puts Holmes in a situation where he's got to throw more strikes. He can't just try to get guys to chase. So here's the deal. Today's a big day because you certainly don't want to go back down. You don't want to get even again. So we got to win today. And I think we will. I think we have the better pitcher going today.
Hmm.
This is Gio's another guy where it's like, if we can get, we can get lights out Gio, forget it. It's going to be, he could go 7 innings and one hit them. So he's got that ability. And, then hopefully tomorrow it's like Cole and then we're done. No more games in New York.
Would be
But yeah, I'm
nice.
heart
But that
attack
that
city, dude.
was, that was an exciting game nonetheless. It's exactly what you want playoff baseball to be.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I'd prefer as long as we win
You'd
tonight.
prefer to win, yeah, but
Yeah, as
that
long as we
was
win tonight. Like the only way I feel bad, I feel like, ooh, that was such a great playoff like experience is if we win tonight. That's
well,
whoever
ultimately,
is
if you move on in the series, you'll feel fine about it.
and
Otherwise, that becomes the game where it's like we should have been in the World Series. We should have been up 3-0 and closed out the series pretty easily. And that was that moment that fucked the whole season.
whoever is Glaber Torres' Coke dealer right now is got the right fucking I'm telling you, like he is just seeing the ball while he's into the game. He doesn't look like I don't know if he started taking his ADHD medicine, but it's like that guy. I'm like, oh, thank God we have something to look forward to, not just where am I? What am I supposed to be doing, Glaber Torres?
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, they're giving me a heart attack. So we got to win tonight, and then I'll feel better. We 3-1. That's it. You're up 3-1. You can't let them win 3 games in a row, and 2 of them
No.
are at home. No, not going to happen. So, all right. What else? Let's get on to you want to do the Giants, the Jets, the Bills,
I mean, there were
football,
some major
our bets.
trades.
We had
Cam
our couple things.
Akers
Yep.
got traded back to the Vikings. The Vikings have spent multiple draft picks to keep bringing Cam Akers back.
Yeah. What did they give up? Nothing too high, right? Like
I
a
thought it
6
was
and
a sixth, but still, Cam Akers, we saw that he shot. So I guess maybe that means that Aaron Jones isn't 100%, and they're worried about that. And Ty Chandler isn't good enough to be the guy if Aaron Jones can't play.
well, I think like a lot of not a lot of teams, a few teams, and yours we'll get to in a little bit. The Bills being one of them. couple teams are going like, hey, there doesn't seem to be a powerhouse, a team that's better than everybody else so far. I mean, Kansas City's undefeated, but they haven't looked like and you don't know till you get to the playoffs. But anyway, the Vikings, I think, believe they can win, and they can win this year. So I'm looking at it like you have to bring in someone. It's not an eternal thing where you can go, all right, we have to, tell the press that this guy's not playing up to what we think. We just quietly trade for someone to back up. And now we have our insurance policy, someone that knows the system. It's familiar. It's been around
he's definitely
before.
familiar. I just think it's silly that his legs are shot and they're spending a lot to keep bringing him back.
What, a 6th-round pick? I understand picks are very valuable, and all of them add up now. And yeah, I guess that's capital that you look at, like, as but I think they're doing it because to them, the window surprisingly is open this year. And although they are in like murderer's row of a division where 4-2 is last place and also second place.
The first time in modern NFL era history that all 4 teams in the division are 4-2 or better after 6 games.
So it's pretty crazy. I mean, you got great matchups this week.
Yeah,
within the
Detroit.
division.
Yep.
So
But
I think
no Hutchinson.
Minnesota, no Hutchinson.
That's
now
massive.
That's another thing. Well, that's the thing.
I mean,
so I was going to get to that. Out of all the teams that have made moves, the Jets, the Bills, obviously Minnesota, Detroit is the one I'm going. They have to get on the phone with
they got to get Myles
and
Garrett.
Well, they got to get
Max Crosby. Yeah, Max Crosby.
Yeah, Max Crosby's the guy I think would be the best fit, personality wise, also
and
motor wise, going into that position.
He's a Michigan man. He went to Eastern Michigan. He's from the area, probably a big Lions fan. Fun fact, he went to my little brother's frat house party and tried to kick my brother out of his own house. It was one of those, get out of here, you nerd. And my brother's
makes me love him even more.
This is my house. I'm not leaving my house. So
was you like, all right, I'll let you stay, nerd. No, I think that would be a perfect fit. I think having him there, I mean, like, and I don't know if you have to sign him long term or kind of a couple of years, but he's young. He's not old. He's only like 27 or something like that. So you can get a couple more years out of him. And forget it. You put him and Hutchinson together next year. Holy shit. That would be insanity. So I think they're the one team I go, they got to go get now. It's or Myles Garrett, like you said.
It's literally if the Lions make that move and get a Hutchinson or get a Myles Garrett or get Crosby, then they would become, in my opinion, the favorite to win the Super Bowl. If they don't do anything,
I would avoid,
that defense is going to struggle and Goff is going to be relied on to score 25, 30 points every game.
The one I would avoid would be Hassan Reddick, because he just seems like a me guy. I don't know. He seems like, I'm not saying that he had any allegiance to the Jets and he don't owe him anything, but like, just I don't know. It didn't seem like it would be a day one right out of the box. Let's go win a Super Bowl this year kind of guy.
I don't fully disagree with you there. However, based on what's happened in New York with the Jets and that organization, maybe it isn't so much he's a me guy, and maybe it's just that organization is such trash and it's so poorly run and they've given too much power to Aaron Rodgers that he just doesn't want to play there. Unless you're going to give me exactly what I want monetarily, like Aaron Rodgers is a douchebag. He'll say he didn't have influence in firing Saleh. He probably did. Did you see the Mike Williams press conference after the loss against the Bills? And he throws Mike Williams under the bus. And then you watch what he's talking about.
Well, tell the people what he said. I don't remember exactly.
So he was trying to use football terminology to confuse people who don't understand football fully and make them go, oh yeah, this wasn't Rodgers' fault. This was Mike Williams' fault. He said Mike Williams' assignment on the route was to go to the red line, which is outside of the hash. And when you watch the replay, Rodgers underthrew him. Had he run to the hash, the ball still was way underthrown. And maybe Mike ran the wrong route, but he was bumped off the line to start the route. So that affected that play. Rodgers didn't adjust, and he grossly underthrew him. That was 100% on Aaron Rodgers. Maybe 98% on Aaron Rodgers, 2% on Mike Williams. But the fact that he threw him publicly, like that's something that you say in the locker room. That's something you say in the film room and go, hey, you got to get to the red line. You got to correct that route. You got to do this better. You don't say that on national television to everybody. And now, the next day, Mike Williams takes a personal day, and now they're looking to trade him. Like that is as toxic as you can get in a locker room, and that team is spiraling the drain. I love it as a Bills fan. It's great, but Aaron Rodgers, I said before the season started, I thought they had the best roster in football, but he was the guy. It was either going to be he pushed him over or he was going to destroy everything, and he is clearly destroying everything. And bringing in Devontae Adams is not going to fix anything. Now it's just
this is only happening. Remember, because the Dolphins are so bad and have had injuries, but just are bad.
Mm-hmm.
The Patriots are bad.
Yeah.
Okay. And you guys blame yourselves, blame the Bills. If you ran away with this, like we all thought you were going to, and you guys would be like 5-1 right now, or 6-0, maybe even, that would be that. Then they would have no choice. They would be 3-2 and be like, we're not getting those guys. We're not going to get them. We already lost to them once. We're not going to, so that's it. But you've left the door open. They believe. And because they're pot committed to him, they have to believe in whatever he believes in. So look, maybe in his mind, he throws that ball and he says, oh, if 17's underneath that, he knows where to go. I throw it up there. He catches the ball. We're, whatever, 4-1, 3, whatever they are, 3 whatever the better record that they are right now.
Are they 3-3
or 2-3 or 3-3?
They are 2-4.
2-4.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And we're 4-2. I mean,
yeah. But again, so I'm saying
this becomes
he thinks if he beat you guys, then he looks at it like. But I have like, what good is getting Adams, right? What's good? You're going to see this week. You're going to see him get a beautiful ball from Rodgers for 45 yards, and there's going to be a flag on the play for illegal motion or player not on the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
And then what are you going to get? Then you're going to get him frustration about who are we blaming then? The head coach is gone.
Garrett Wilson.
You're going to fire the defensive coordinator?
Got to blame
Who's
Garrett
going to
Wilson.
coach the defense? You're going to fire Hackett, the offense? No, you can't.
I think that was the one really good move that the Jets made, was taking away play calling from Hackett and giving it to the other guy and actually using Breece Hall. That was the best thing they've done so far this year.
Yeah, well, I really honestly, because I was at the Yankee game, I didn't really watch the Jets at all. I just was getting highlights.
Did not miss anything.
The offense look
flags,
different?
The amount of flags at the end, it was like it went as slow as a basketball
I caught that. I was
game.
driving home in the fourth quarter.
Unwatchable. I mean, there was a stretch where it was like 7 or 8 plays in a row. There was a flag, or
the
multiple
Bronx
flags.
To my house is like an hour and 10 minutes home, right?
Mm-hmm.
I pulled out of Yankee Stadium. It was just starting the fourth quarter. I pulled I pulled off to the exit, which is 10 minutes from my house, when the game ended. Like the fourth quarter took like an hour and 4 minutes.
It was not good football. That's not what the NFL should want. And that crew needs to be graded and downgraded to maybe not doing primetime games.
Why? The crew was bad too?
The officiating was not.
Well, Rodgers complained, but I just figured he was complaining about everything. So
he always if things don't go his way, he complains. That's who he is now. And I don't think bringing Adams in is suddenly going to fix anything, because also it's not 3 years ago. Neither one of these guys are in their prime. These guys are like Rodgers for sure is beyond. He can still throw the ball well, but he's well beyond his prime. And Adams is like right at the cusp of the beginning of the decline. And he's coming off of a supposed hamstring injury, but I mean, he got traded and then suddenly he was 100% healthy and good to go. So it was probably more of him being an issue. So you're bringing a lot of ego into that locker room, and there's going to be a lot of finger pointing when things don't go exactly right. And this season's probably going to end badly for them.
And think about it like this: you got Garrett Wilson, who I don't know how he feels about this. He
He's
probably
going to want
can't
out.
feel great.
Give him 2 or 3 weeks where Adams is getting 15 targets and he's getting 2, and he's going to start saying, "Hey, I want to be traded."
Well, it depends, dude. If they're winning, he can't say anything. He can't say anything until the offseason. And then he can,
Yeah,
we'll figure
and
out
that's
that.
the thing.
But if it's
Pull up,
not going well, right?
pull up their
Say they're
schedule.
losing, right? Say they're losing. If they have a pretty easy schedule.
It's for like the
Yeah.
next 2 months. It's you
Pretty
you
easy.
can't lose any of these games.
Well,
I
they
mean,
have the Texans on
I got them.
Halloween.
Okay, so
I
the
have them
Texans is
losing.
the one
Yeah.
game.
Texas and Pittsburgh this week. I look. I got to be honest. I see the spread. They're on the. They're a road favorite. I can't. I don't see that. I'm sorry, dude.
Well,
I don't see
Mike
that.
Tomlin just announced that he's made a quarterback decision for Pittsburgh, but he
Yeah,
is
I know.
keeping it
It's
in-house, and we're not going to know that it's Russell Wilson until
it
Russell
is
Wilson
Russell
comes.
Wilson. You only say that if you're not going to announce it.
Yeah,
I don't think that's the best idea, which is the only reason why. But again, who the fuck? What do I know about Mike Tom? Mike Tomlin knows more than I do. I know Mike Tomlin's not going to get embarrassed on national television for
not at
sure.
home. Not at
Not
home.
at home. And so I don't know. We'll get to that picks later on. We could chop that up. But as far as the Jets should be winning that game, and you said that the Halloween game against Houston, probably that's a loss probably if Houston comes in and plays correct. But the rest
Yeah.
of those games, they should walk away with a couple of those games. They're playing the Colts, right? They got
It's
Yeah.
cupcakes.
you got New
Colts,
England, you
Dolphins,
got the Dolphins. It's like those are, home,
Rams.
away, playing in fucking London, Egypt,
Well,
wherever
the
you're playing.
Rams isn't a gimme, but they should win that game.
Those are yes,
And
but
and Cooper Kupp and Puka may be back for that game. Like the Rams are at full strength on offense. That could be interesting.
but my point is this: if in a couple weeks they're losing games they're supposed to be or considered winning, then and it's not working out, then it's Garrett Wilson. Now he can't be happy, even if he's not going to be getting the ball.
Mhm.
And so now he's unhappy with the move that you've made to make the old quarterback and the old wide receiver happy. Well, mostly the old quarterback. I'm not going to blame Devonta Adams. He goes where where he's wanted. But they're going to walk out the door, and now you've got what was your number one wide receiver, offensive rookie of the year, who doesn't want to play anymore there, and probably doesn't even know who the quarterback is. So look, it may have worked for Justin Jefferson miraculously in Minnesota. I don't know how they made it work, where he was disgruntled and they paid him. He didn't really know who the quarterback was, but they found one for him. So it's like it kind of worked out well for them this year. But I can't see the Jets getting it right. Not at all. They're the Jets. So
Yeah.
this is like literally we're going to know the course of the next, I don't know, could be 3, 4, 5 years in the next 4 weeks, 5 weeks. If they go 500, if they're they're what 4-2. If they're 4-4 or 3-5, they're fucked. It's over.
Yeah, because
They're
the
not making the playoffs.
Bills have a pretty favorable schedule the next couple of weeks.
Because you guys still have games against the Bills and I mean the Dolphins and the Patriots too. So those aren't like things you're gaining. It just I don't know. It's crazy. It's almost like they have to go start with a win this week and go on. They probably have to beat Houston. If they beat Houston, then you go, all right, well, maybe this thing worked out. But they have to go on a 4 or 5 game run.
Mhm.
They have to be 4-1 in the next 5 games, at least, to have any consideration that this thing was a success or even is working. That's not even making it that's just to get to the playoffs. Then forget about it if you can get into the fucking playoffs. But again, no one can be happy about this besides one guy. And it's unbelievable. I mean, I thought I spoiled my fucking kids. This is nuts. This is crazy. This is
Yeah.
like,
Well, aside the Jets spoiling him, how pathetic are the Raiders? Not only is Adam, he's probably faking that injury. He says, I want to go to this team. I don't want to play for you, even though I signed a contract and you paid me a lot of money and I haven't really lived up to my contract. I want to go to this team. Why the fuck
yeah,
would they
well,
even consider dealing to that team when there were other
but they
teams that
have
were
to.
like, but there were other teams that would go, here's a third round pick. Sure. We'll take Devontae. They went and
Well,
traded
this
him exactly where he wanted to go.
they had to because of a couple reasons. Number one, I don't think they wanted, like, it wasn't a thing where like he gave up on it. It's sort of like he felt like they gave up on him. That's the way I think the perception of it is that the Raiders and or the organization gave up on him. You know, they got him to come there because Carr was there, and they got rid of Carr, and the team fucking sucked, and they fired the coach, and blah blah blah. It's like they brought in what's his name for a year, they fired. So everyone, it's been a disaster there. And so I think with them, it's like, let's clear house, which is why I'm surprised Max Crosby hasn't gone yet. They think they're going to clear house and
There's still
go,
time.
we got, yeah, well, we got Tom Brady coming in now. He's going to be in charge of picking the next quarterback in the draft. He'll probably be able to lure any coach that they want over there, probably anyone, maybe even Belichick if he fucking wanted to. And so you go and you decide how that works. But so you don't want to piss off. I don't think if you're the Raiders, Devonta Adams, and send him, we'll send you wherever the fuck, Siberia, if we want to. But you try to make it work with the team he wants to go to. It's not like the Raiders know that they're not going to go, oh, we're going to have to see these guys in the playoffs and play against them. It's over. They know it's over, and they know the Jet. And so, and then for them, if it works out, if it does work out, that thing gets moved up to a second round pick, and that's huge. So again, I don't think the Raiders are like giving the. I think a second round pick would be amazing if they got that back.
Sure. I have some breaking news.
Here
As we
go.
know, George Pickens is Mike Tomlin's
Uh-oh.
favorite little headache, and so Mike Tomlin would not reveal who the starter is. He wants to be strategic and keep people guessing. George Pickens had a microphone put in front of him, and he said, and I quote, I've been putting in extra work with quarterback Russell Wilson after practice, more than usual, because this is his first start.
George Pickens is really on an A-B trajectory.
Yeah. Yeah, he does have a lot of A-B in him. I'm not blocking. I'm not going to really listen to I'm not going to follow the coach's orders. It's just crazy.
So Russell Wilson's starting on Sunday.
Yeah. Jeez. Anything else? What else? What you got your first 15 scripted plays you want to give us there, George? Anything else you want to? What plays have you been working those extra times on? Like you've been running like post routes or any sort of skinnies?
Oh, we're opening with the Philly special.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, no, I'm not surprised. I don't really think it's going to be the answer for them, to be honest.
But they are dead last in passing yards. I think their offense has been pretty anemic.
That's the one thing I'm like, God damn, dude. I know they'll be able to stop the Jets, but it's can they score points? And is Russell Wilson good?
The Jets defense is still solid.
Yeah, they can rush the passer if they can get to the quarterback. I mean, he's not as, I don't know. Maybe he looks better. I haven't seen him play in a long time.
Well, he's also coming off a calf injury, so that could affect his mobility.
Yeah, I think this also could have been a thing where his calf's been fine for a while. And they've, I don't think he's one to rush himself back. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think he doesn't come back till he's 100%. So hopefully he's 100%. But really, when's the last time you saw him play quarterback? Like, for real, for that it meant something.
Yeah, I mean, they pulled him the last couple of games.
When did he stop playing? Week 2, 3 last year, 4?
It would have been like week 14, 15, maybe 16 at the latest, but I think it was about 15 because they didn't want they had that injury clause in his contract.
Yeah.
They didn't want him to get hurt. So, he hasn't played in 9 months.
Was it, by the way, was the Bills game the Bills Jets game close? It was closer than I mean,
It was
I thought the
close.
Jets were good. It was
Yes.
close. You couldn't be happy with what you guys kind of, I mean,
The one positive is Ray Davis is a guy. So if Cook is going to miss more time, definitely feel comfortable just plugging him in. He looked great. So that was another great draft pick by Bean. But yeah, the offense, Shakir's ankle wasn't 100%. So he was out there maybe, I don't know, it was less than 20 snaps and he didn't run that many routes. He had one crucial third down catch, but he didn't do much. And I think up until they made the aggressive trade for Amari Cooper, they need Shakir to be healthy for that offense to function. But now with Amari Cooper, that opens everything up. And I think if Bean can take the money he saved going and getting Cooper instead of Adams and go and get another piece on defense, if he can make that move, then the Bills are suddenly serious contenders again. Because I think Amari Cooper fixes that offense and it's going to look like what it did at times last year when they looked unstoppable.
does Von Davis,
The offensive lines played great.
is Von Miller suspended for the year?
No, just 4 games. So he's served, has it been 2 already?
Yeah.
So it was for that domestic violence charge. But I think bringing in Amari Cooper, they get him for, what was it, a 3rd round pick that doesn't become a 2nd or anything. It was just a straight 3rd and a 7th, and we get Amari Cooper in a 6th. And Amari Cooper cost $800,000 this year. Was incredible. It's such a good move, and we do have money, so we could go get somebody and kind of hopefully put a Band-Aid on that defense that at times can play well, but is very young and inexperienced. They need a veteran. They need a guy that they can rely on.
Would Crosby work over there?
I don't know if we necessarily, obviously you want Crosby. Everybody wants Crosby because he's an elite player, but I don't think it's an edge rusher that we need. We need like a linebacker. We need a safety, somebody on the back end of the defense that can be a leader. Because our pass rush has been good, other than when we were tackling Aaron Rodgers and getting called for roughing the quarterback when all they did was tackle him. Which
is Arizona giving up on everyone? Can you get Buda Baker? I don't know.
They're not going to give up Buda Baker, but yeah, they're probably at a point where if they lose this week, they'll start selling some pieces.
Is there a trade deadline in the NFL? There has to be, right?
Week 8.
Yeah.
Week 8. Okay. So we got a week and a half left.
Yeah.
That seems early.
It used to be week 6. They changed it to week 8 like 2 years ago.
But I'm excited. I'm excited about Cooper. I think it opens up a lot of possibilities with Brady's offense, and everybody seems to be pretty healthy. The reports are coming in now that Ed Oliver is going to play and James Cook should be back. So, and Amari Cooper is going to play. They did announce that. He's probably going to be, 20, 30 snaps to start, but I don't think they necessarily need everybody against the Titans. The Titans, Will Levis has been disappointing. I thought Will Levis was going to make that jump and he was going to be pretty good. And they had, great offensive line coach. They bring in Tony Pollard and Calvin Ridley. And I thought that offense was going to be exciting and he has just been awful. So they should win this game.
Yeah, they haven't looked very good at all. But who do they throw the ball to? They got Hopkins, right?
Hopkins. They've got Calvin Ridley. They got Chigi Okonkwo. They got Tony Pollard and Spears out of the backfield. Like they have decent weapons. But Will Levis is making mistakes. He looks like last year he had times where he looked all pro, and then this year he looks like Josh Allen year 1, where he's just turning the ball over every other play.
Oh, you mean, I'll tell you, Josh Allen year 1, aka Daniel Jones, aka year 5 to 6 year 6 Daniel Jones, making like, I couldn't believe it. I go, he's going to throw an interception. We're in the red zone. Why are you throwing that ball? How do you not just take the sack in that situation? It's unbelievable to me that some of this, like, some of the decisions he makes still are just mind-boggling to me. He can run the ball, and he has zero he's not scared at all about his body, about all the injuries he has. He runs with all his might, but and yeah, he can throw the ball well but the decision-making process and it's just, I'm like, man, I every time I'm like, I think we might have something here. He turns around and has a game like he had this week.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, fuck, dude.
But in his defense, he had none of his star weapons. He had multiple starters out, and he's been put in this situation where it's just like, I don't know if it's timing or bad luck, where he's never had everybody at full strength to really show what he can do. When your lead receiver is Darius Slayton,
I know, but still,
how many quarterbacks are going to be able to take Darius Slayton and look elite?
I'm like, we're having trouble scoring points against the Bengals, which their defense is so.
Their defense is really
0
bad.
points is so, like, we could have put the first 3 points. It would have been 3-0 us if he didn't throw that pick. We were in field goal range, and it's like, that's a different thing than just 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Like, we could have gone. Yeah, and I mean, like, maybe we wouldn't have won the game, but like, just certain points, I was like, God damn, dude. This guy is not what I really wanted him to be, or what anyone thought he could have been.
But I still think he's better than half the quarterbacks in the league.
Maybe I wouldn't say half, but I would say he's
half.
better than
he's like a 15th or 16th best quarterback.
So what are there, 30 teams in the NFL?
32 teams. I would say he's right in the middle of the pack.
Yeah, maybe he's 20. He's 20. Maybe not even top 20. There's like 12 that are better than him, that are worse, maybe. I don't know, dude. Not this week. He played terribly. I'm like, fuck. But again, we'll see. I mean, I'm not, with everyone back, we have the ability. We can beat Philly this week. I believe we can. Now, does it suck that Andrew Thomas, probably our most valuable football player on our team, is out for the rest of the season? Yeah. Is that going to be a problem? Probably. But the Eagles have their left tackles out too. So, we could rush them and maybe, but I feel like at home we cannot get blown out. I understand they're looking for blood because we blew them out on the last game of the season last year, but still, like, ridiculous. Like, we can win this game.
Well, you're home dogs, so Vegas disagrees.
I know, which I
gotta believe.
That's why I want to take Pittsburgh and the Giants this week. That's like, I feel like those are, and yeah, you take them on the points. I would take Pittsburgh on the money line, but take the points too. But I'm like, fuck. Damn, dude, I really.
Yeah, I can't believe Pittsburgh is underdogs. That's amazing to me.
I mean, that's got to be Vegas falling in love with Devonta Adams, right?
And Rodgers, yeah.
Or maybe they know that Russell Wilson, maybe they were at practice. Who knows?
Or they talked to George Pickens. We have a source.
By the way, I should have bought a 0.5 point last week. I should have bought that 0.5 point. 6.5 does me no good. I should have got it bumped to 7.
I think that was the first time in a very long time where I was correct and everyone else was wrong.
Well, I was a 0.5 point wrong.
That's still wrong.
I was so close to being right.
Last night the over-under was 36.5, and we end up with 36. So I think, who was it? Kirk Herbstreit made a comment about how I bet there's a lot of people wishing they'd go for 2 right now on that last score.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I know you didn't watch that game because the Yankees were on, but that was also just a very bad football game.
I just saw Spencer Rattler at halftime, a meme of him going, "What are we doing?" Like, he was literally mouthing that out loud.
Yeah.
And they got booed leaving the field. And they're
but again, he's not making good decisions. He's clearly not seeing the field and making reads fast enough yet. That comes with time developing, but at the same time, you don't have Olave, you don't have Shaheed. Their offensive line since like week 3 has been injured, and they're just rotating guys every week and just trying to throw shit at a wall and see if it sticks. So it's not like he had a whole lot going on. They didn't even have Taysom Hill. So you can't even like bring him in, change of pace, and keep the defense guessing. Like he literally had Bub memes and Tipton to throw to.
I mean, since the Cowboys
Wilson
game, they've looked like the worst team in football.
It starts with the offensive line. That offensive line has had major issues, whereas the first 2 weeks they were healthy and Kamara looked like a god. And
4 touchdowns in a game.
And that's just not going to happen until that line gets healthy. And then you can kind of go from there, and other things will start to correct themselves. But I mean, Spencer he was at a huge disadvantage. That was the easiest, making a bet on the Broncos -2.5. That was the easiest bet you'll make all year.
Yeah, no. I mean, I was like surprised that, first of all, I don't know. I watched that Netflix thing. I'm surprised Spencer Rattler's in the NFL. Every time I see that he's getting moved up more and more, I'm like, oh damn, this like punk ass kid from this and like Netflix show that I watched is in the NFL now. But yeah, they did. I didn't watch any of the game, but just seeing the highlights of like they look completely out of sorts. And is it Sean Payton? Is he like coaching up Bo Nix?
Yes.
Is Bo Nix playing better, or is he just like, are they playing in spite of Bo Nix?
No, Bo Nix has played better every week consecutively for like the last month. So he looked lost the first couple of weeks, and he looks on. And last night, I mean, you had 2 touchdowns that were scored by Javonte in short yardage situations. If those go where Bo Nix runs it in, or Bo Nix throws those in for touchdowns, now people are going, oh my God, Bo Nix is really good at football, because he has a stat line of like 200 passing, 74 rushing, and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
I mean, you start putting those touchdowns in, you take them away from the running back and give them to the quarterback, and suddenly people are going, Bo Nix is in the running for Rookie of the Year. So he's playing.
What are they, 4-2 now?
They're 4-2. They are playing really good football. Their defense, that I thought would be bad, is playing great, and they didn't have Surtain last night. They still looked good. And Bo is making good decisions for the most part. And he can run. When he wants to take off, that guy has legs.
No, I mean, he's 28 years old. Isn't he like the oldest starting quarter? Isn't he like, he's 25, right?
Yeah, but
I think he's older than like half the quarterbacks.
Isn't Michael Penix Jr.?
He's 24.
Old too?
He's 24.
Michael Penix Jr. That was the old guy drafted.
He's 24 too.
Oh, all
Penix is only 24?
Yeah.
I thought Penix was much older than that. Because they made a comment like he's so old that by the time Kirk Cousins' contract is up, he's going to be like 30 years old.
No, Penix was born May 8th of 2000. And then Bo Nix was February 25th. Did you guys see, but this is kind of unrelated, but did you see Amari Cooper was born on the exact same day as the OJ chase?
That's a fun Buffalo.
The Bronco chase.
Where was he born?
Is that not fate?
Was he born in South Central?
Where was he born?
So what you're telling me
he was born in Miami on June 17th, 1994.
Oh,
never forget.
They were watching OJ for sure. 100%.
So you're telling me the Bills are winning the Super Bowl?
Oh yeah, it's a sign. I think you're right.
Is he wearing what was Juice's number? What was OJ's number?
32.
32. Okay. I thought it was 44. 32. He should wear the Juices.
He's going to be retired. 18. Is OJ Simpson retired?
No.
The number?
Who's OJ Simpson? Is the number retired, Brenton? Did you say are you retarded, Brenton? Yes, you are. Is OJ
I can't imagine is. I don't think a bill has used 32 cents that I can think of.
I would request it.
Let's see. According to AI, no, the Bills have not retired OJ Simpson's number 32 since he left the team after the 1977 season. So that
they sell it in the gift shop? Find that out right now.
I don't know if you can get an OJ Simpson jersey. I think they kind of block you from doing that. I could be wrong. But at the same time, money is green, so I'm sure you could get one personalized.
Yeah, dude. Personally, yeah. I know there's things you can't put on an NFL jersey. Like there is like names that you can't put on an NFL jersey. There's like a list of things.
Ron Mexico is one of them. I remember that one.
There was like one that there's a couple of, like, I have a list. I was doing this thing at one time for this bit. I was like trying to, this list of stuff that you could put on, because like Rudy Gay was on there, but then, and then there were players, but I think Bin Laden was on there. There's a couple on there. I'm trying to remember the list. Do you have a list in front of you? Are you Googling it or no?
I'm looking, but it's just so many
Prohibited?
inappropriate words, too many characters. Yeah, non-NFL
Prohibited.
I was searching to see if any Bills had worn 32 since O.J. Simpson, and we did have one back in 2019. Running
who
back.
was that? Awesome.
Cinnerize Perry.
Cinnerize?
I'm probably saying his first name wrong. I don't remember him at all.
I don't think you are. How do you spell it?
Senorise.
Sonores.
Cinnerize.
Cinnerize, dude.
Anyway, he wore it because he said it was his uncle's number and he was honoring him. His uncle was a big time football star in his hometown. So he understood the expectations
but you know
of wearing
that
it.
Yeah. Oh, he did.
So you did have a guy, it was 40 years after, but you did have a guy wear 32 in Buffalo. But again, I don't remember. Do you remember him, Lucas? I don't remember him at all.
No,
maybe he was a major depth piece or a practice squad guy, because I don't remember. And that was only 5 years ago.
I'll have to look up that, and I know I have like a PDF file of like prohibited things you can't put on NFL jerseys. I'll find it for next time. You guys want to get to some picks?
Yes. I have mine locked in.
I mean, I kind of have mine, but
you threw out two that are not bad.
I know, that's why I'm like I feel like I love those fucking Steelers but I've gone with the Steelers a lot this season. I feel like
nothing wrong with going with a team that you know is always going to win.
I think that, well, I don't want to do that one. You saying that Jonathan Taylor is not playing, right?
Jonathan Taylor has been ruled out, and Anthony Richardson is starting. So if you
God damn it,
hopeful that Joe Flacco was going to lead that offense,
yes,
then that's not happening.
No,
until Richardson gets hurt in the second quarter.
I'm staying away from that game then. I'm staying away. Lucas, do you have any games that you're looking at?
Defense is not good either.
Kind of want to take the Niners over the Chiefs.
Oh, right. A home dog. Another home dog.
No, yeah. I got the Niners -1.5 at home.
Yeah, that's
what you do.
What did I just say?
Okay, yeah.
Oh, sorry. They're home. Oh, my bad.
Yeah, they're favorites.
Favorite.
But slightly. Vegas thinks that KC's probably going to win.
Yeah, you get
You get the 3 points being the home.
Everybody's healthy for San Fran, though, right? Besides CMC,
no
McCaffrey, no Mason, right?
No, their defense is banged up to shit. And Mason, if he does play, the problem with like a shoulder injury is like ball security. When your shoulder hurts and you get hit, you're going to open up. So I don't know if he plays, but I will say Isaac Orendo is going to do just fine in his absence. But no, San Francisco still has some pretty significant injuries on defense, and Kittle is just always banged up, and Debo has a wrist injury, so we won't get his status. It's still the morning here in LA, so we won't get his status till this afternoon. I do like San Francisco. I agree with you. It's just
why just plugged fucking a million holes in his bet.
I just don't think Kansas City has the firepower that they've had. I think that San Francisco at home can do enough to win this game. And I don't know. I just think this is a game that KC coming off a bye, even though they're really good out of the bye, I think they could play down. Whereas this would be San Francisco's opportunity to show everybody, no, we're still contenders, even though people are down on us, and we want to avenge that Super Bowl loss. Like, this game means a lot more to them than it does to KC. So I think they'll play up a lot more than the Chiefs will.
I mean, yeah, they're home. They want to do well.
I think you could pick other games that are probably a lot easier to pick, but I would still lean San Francisco with you.
I'm also looking at Green Bay over Houston at 2.5.
Oh, I was going to go the other way.
Oh,
yeah. Lucas is all about the tight games this week. I mean, I'm taking the easiest pick on the board is give me Jacksonville over New England. Jacksonville has to win this game. Yeah, they're going to win this game. They're going to show off.
I mean, they stayed in London.
They stayed in London. They have a huge advantage. No jet lag.
They did.
And Peterson's going to be playing for his coaching job, and Lawrence is going to be playing to not. I mean, if they lose this game, everyone's going to point the finger at Trevor Lawrence and go, dude, you were not worth that money. You were a bust and you were fucking terrible. You have all these weapons on offense and you're not doing shit. So they're going to run up the score and they're going to show off. This is the easy, and it's going to be a really bad football game too. Like, the fact that it's in London, they're going to be happy that they lost the war. If this is what American football is, we don't want to watch this shit every week.
I think my pick will be the Bengals over the Browns. I love the Jags, but I assume you're taking that.
Yeah, I'm taking that. But my other gimme pick would have been the Bengals over the Browns. So I completely agree. And that's, I think, Houston, Green Bay, and Kansas City, San Francisco, those are all good teams. So it could really go either way. Yeah.
Yeah. The Browns are having a fire sale. It's never a good omen for your first game back.
I got the Bengals -6, and we got the Jags -6.
All right, take the points.
I like the Steelers. I mean, if you want to give up the 2 points, you can, but I feel like
I'm getting
the money line is fine.
I'm getting +1. Do you want to just go to the money line? Money line's +108 versus the +1 is -105.
I do like Houston though. I don't know. Why do you like the Packers? Just because they're home, or do you like Nico Collins being out? What is it? Because to me, it's just, I feel like Stroud is just this is a game to show like, hey, I'm better than that guy, than that quarterback.
That was my fear. That's kind of why I decided not to take it.
Stroud's
something about like it's probably his first time playing in Lambeau too.
Yeah, I don't think that he gives a shit, dude. I think that's a good. They're a good road team. They don't like they almost walked into to Kansas City and almost beat him. A couple, was it last year?
Mm-hmm.
Stroud's quietly playing very good football and no one's paying attention.
Yeah, I just think he's a dangerous, dangerous man right now. So that was the only reason I was going to go that way.
And you got a solid defense. The thing I'll say about Green Bay, though, they don't have like one guy. Maybe you could say Jordan Reed's emerging. They don't have like one guy that's a superstar, but they all play really well together. You got a whole roster of guys that are playing good football together, and they have like kind of that us against the world mentality. So Green Bay is a dangerous team as well. And I wouldn't be shocked now that Hutchinson's down in Detroit that Green Bay overtakes everybody and takes the division. The Vikings are playing good football, but is it sustainable? Is Sam Darnold going to hold off? Is he going to hold off the Lions? Is he going to hold off the Packers? Even the Bears, Caleb Williams has improved every week. And
it starts this week. We find out.
Yeah. So
they play the Lions, and we'll see what they're made of.
I think Green Bay is a dangerous team.
We will see. It's going to get interesting. For sure. I think that NFC North is like insane. 4-2.
That's probably in those morning games. That's probably going to be the game that I'm watching, because that's the best game. And then the Lions Vikings will be good too.
Giants Eagles, man, I'll be there. Come on.
Yeah, and then KC San Francisco will be fun, and then we get 2 Monday night games too.
But they're not great.
Baltimore Tampa Bay is okay.
That's a fine game.
But yeah, the fact that the Chargers are only a 1-point favorite in Arizona, the Chargers are playing good football. So I think they're going to run away with that one, which also fun fact, Kyler Murray was given an early copy of the new Call of Duty. So if you were wondering why he's looked like shit the last week or two.
This guy never learns, dude. It's insane. And this fucking video game's like heroin. They put it out Girl Scout cookies every year at the same time.
Good for the first month of the season, and then they gave him an early. I guess whoever works for Call of Duty hates the Cardinals. Must be like a Rams fan or something. And hey, here you go, because he is falling off.
What does that bet win us, by the way?
So we have Jacksonville -6, Cincinnati -6, and Pittsburgh on the money line. $50 is going to net us 328.09. Lock it in.
Man, we're gonna hit one of these fuckers this week. We're gonna get one this week, guys. I'm telling you, I feel it.
Yeah,
we were very, very close. We're getting within the margins.
You're Phil Collins.
We're getting very close. Speaking of close, before you got on, Lucas, we were talking about the election. I don't give a fuck who you're voting for. I don't care who anyone votes for. I don't give a shit. But if I get one more text or email from the Harris Waltz campaign, I swear to God, I will vote for Adolf Hitler. I will vote for. Vote.
Don't say
I'm
that.
not kidding, dude. I can't take this anymore.
Turn on your spam filters. I get
and they
Trump
got back
texts
channels
from Ohio. I get Ohio Republican Trump texts, and then I get Kamala Harris California texts, and I get at least 2 or 3 a day, but they all go to my spam. I don't see them.
No, I get them all. I got one from Harris Waltz. You awake? That was the email. You awake? We're not sleeping. This election's too close to call. I go, I am sleeping. Leave me alone. I can't take it anymore. Although, Lucas, did you hear this joke that Trump did like this roast that they do in New York City, like about
the Al Smith thing, or
yeah, that big Al Smith dinner? Did you see Trump's joke about Chuck Schumer sitting right next to him, looking like a fucking sad puppy? You know, they're all in tuxedos. He looks like one of those pictures, like when people dress up their dogs, like in funny, and he just looks like a fucking just sad. And Trump goes, "Hey, don't look so down, Chuck. If Kamala loses, with how woke the Democratic Party is, you could still run and be the first lady president." And dude, I fucking rolled because he's just sitting there. And that, I mean, to me, that's the fucking one of the best roast jokes I've heard all year. And I don't know how the crowd received it. I just read it. Like he had like 3 or 4 fucking killers, like absolute killers. And the fact that she wasn't there didn't look good at all. She didn't show up. So just Schumer just sitting there taking fucking all of it. There's another couple that were great. I guess, yeah, they're supposed to do it for charity or whatever. Oh, I guess Jim Gaffigan hosted it. And he said, Jim, you're playing. Oh, he goes, this is another one. I didn't think men can get their periods until I met Tim Waltz. That, I was like, holy fuck, dude. Haymakers. And then he goes, hey, Jim, I heard you're playing to Gaffigan. I heard you're playing Tim Waltz on SNL. He goes, I hope you have gigs lined up because that's going to be really short. I mean, he's just killing it, dude. Killing it. So again, like I told Brenton, we love sequels in this, and this is going to be a sequel. This is going to be 4 years ago, 2.0. We're in the margins of error it's going to be, no one's going to concede. At Thanksgiving, there'll be fucking people pulling knives at each other at dinner. Chaos. It's going to be great, dude. We'll have the NFL to just sit back and watch, to take all our troubles away on Sundays and Saturdays and Thursdays and Mondays and however fucking many days this goddamn sport plays. There's another. I can't take these. What time do you guys wake? Do you wake up at 6:30 in the morning to watch these games on Sunday?
Oh, yeah. God, no.
I do.
I mean, give me a break, dude. Even my kids are like, how many of these games are going to play in London? All of them. If it was up to Goodell.
Isn't there another 1 or 2 games in London, and then we probably have Germany? And
There's like 7 or 8 fucking Gonzo games where
Gotta have
people have to
a
travel across the
Bratislava
world.
game, and we're gonna have the Super Bowl on the moon.
Do you guys is now are people locked into the Dodgers now because they're 1 win away? Is it like
Yeah, I
people
mean, that definitely
Yeah.
takes over the city.
Yeah, it looks like it's just good. I'm who knows? We'll see. I'm
The
hoping
Mets aren't done yet.
they're
You know,
not. And
everyone keep bringing your Grimace dolls to the stadium, and maybe that'll help.
how lame is a fucking goddamn team when you have to have a franchise's mascot bring you good luck?
I just love the grown men dressed up as Grimace chugging beers.
They're eating sandwiches on purple bread. It's like you guys are fucking animals.
Hey, whatever works, man.
Yeah,
They weren't
whatever,
even
dude.
supposed to be there. They're just happy to be there.
That's dangerous. That's why I want them dead. Then I want to go beat the Dodgers. But we got to win tonight, and we will win tonight. The Yankees will win tonight. When we speak next, we will be on our way to the World Series. Fucking mark it down. Okay?
Let me just mark
God,
that
I
down.
hope. We're gonna cut this out if it doesn't go. And I swear to God,
Yeah,
go
Jake,
back
be
and-
ready to cut this out.
Jake, be ready to cut this out if it does not go our way. I don't care if the episode's up. I want the whole thing down. Anything else, guys? What else?
Well, I almost booked a corporate gig.
Whoa, what happened?
So, I'm not gonna brag and be like I'm happy with where I'm at in my career, but it's not like
Okay.
I'm nowhere. I got a very exciting message.
Is that your bio you just gave us? Is that your biography?
Basically, and I've done a few corporate gigs, but this person reached out in my Facebook Messenger on my comedian page and said, "We're a big fan. Our company is hosting this thing. We want to bring you down. It was on election day, but in the afternoon in San Diego, and we're willing to pay you $1,000." And so I tell Cassie, and I'm pretty pumped, like, "Hey, I'm booking a corporate thing." She's like, "It's a scam." Just immediately, "Oh, that doesn't sound right. That's a scam." So I ask a few follow-up questions. They're like, "Yeah, so we're going to pay for a hotel, and you're going to have a chauffeur that will take you to and from the gig. We just need you to send the $2,500 to the chauffeur company, and then we'll reimburse you with a digital check." So I was like, "Okay." Cassie was right again, and this was a scam. What bank do you use?
Oh,
I took the gig, Brenton.
Well, yeah, just be weary because I did a search of the company name that they said they were, and I guess it was really like they hit the Chicago scene pretty hard, messaging all these comedians, and a few of them fell for it. So if you are an LA comedian listening to this and you get a DM from Icon Concerts, it is a scam, and just go ahead and block them.
Also, if you're in the New Hampshire area, I will not be there on election day. I was booked at an Icon concert, and I didn't realize I gave $30,000 of my money away.
Oh, they'll reimburse you. You're gonna
back.
get a digital check that you deposit online.
I was waiting for that. They said cryptocurrency. I was excited. Oh my God, Brenton. What an idiot.
I didn't do anything though. I didn't give them any information. I didn't pay anything. I have a sensible wife. I just say, "Hey, I'm optimistic about my career," and she says, "Pull it back."
Thank God. What if you didn't have follow-up questions? You would have been giving away your money, dude. Damn, bro.
I wouldn't have paid $2,500 to go do a gig. That's crazy.
I mean, the fact that the poor comedians, God, we're the lowest forms of life, aren't we? We're that desperate for attention. We will pay a scammer to give us the hope of going to bomb in front of a corporate audience. That's how desperate and needy we are as a group of people.
Got a couple of injury notes to close out the show. Nick Chubb is questionable, but he's expected to play.
Yeah, he'll play like 10, 15 plays.
And Malik Neighbors is officially off the injury report. He's good to go.
Yep, that I'm excited about. I'll be there to watch him. I'll be excited to watch him, see him come out and get to see him in person play. So looking forward to that. We got good games this week, guys, and I feel like we have some good bets and some good fortune, hopefully, coming our way. we know what is in front of us. We know what we get capable of. I can't wait to watch it all come to fruition. Yankees win, Giants win, the Steelers fucking beat the Jets. I'm happy with all these things.
The Bills are going to win.
Bills will win. I mean, if you guys don't win,
if we don't win, we're in fucking trouble.
The ripcord. It's time to go. Then I'm Team Jets all the way. Anyway, that's it for this week, guys. I love you guys. Write, subscribe, talk about us. We're gonna make you money. One of these days, we're going to make you money. And if you think what we say is horseshit, bet against us.
You would be so rich. By
the way, you wouldn't win that much either. I don't think we've lost all 3 games once a season. I think I stop us from that for the most part.
Yeah, you're correct.
Awesome. All right. Well, that's it, guys. Enjoy, and we'll talk to you next week.
Go Bills.
Go Bills.
Thank you very much for joining me. How you been? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Steve Renazizi. I'm the guy